Broadcasting from Slough.
Ooh, yeah.
Streaming around the world.
This is Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Atom Radio. Oh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
The podcast.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Hello, welcome to episode 88 of the Atom Radio Drive Time podcast. Here we go, Saturday, the 16th of May, as this comes out, whenever you're listening to it. I hope you are well, hope you are healthy, and I hope that you're going to enjoy the podcast. That's the most important thing. My last podcast now for a week because I have next week off the radio show, so without a show, there can be no best bits. Some would argue that even with a show, there are none. On the way for you today, though, the power of a slogan. TikTok. I don't understand it, and I'll tell you why. Adding to your unlimited exercise allowance. A possible way of doing it. A very, very selfish cleaner. The frustration of missed calls, transport woes, and weddings. All that and more coming up on the Atom Radio Best Bits of Drive Time podcast, episode 88. And when you finish listening, don't forget to subscribe on your favourite podcast directory or app. Ready, steady, go!
AtomRadio.co.uk.
What did that thing say? Live forever, all careful, mind how you go, be lucky. Just speaking of coronavirus, Dylan Patel did tweet, be vague, cover our backs, shirk responsibility. The one thing it has done, though, is it's shown the confusion that there is in the UK, because Nicola Sturgeon yesterday afternoon reacted to Boris's news by saying, well, no, we're not adopting all this.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Told you about that lady that's getting all the credit for a hack, a simply amazing life hack that she picked up from a TikTok video, right? I must admit, I've looked and I've not spotted it. It doesn't mean that it's already being done, and it may in fact be a very, very dumb idea, but I think that I have a very, very clever life hack. The annoying thing is I don't have the means to make it, and I'm not sharing it with anyone until I have the means to make it, because I think it's really clever and I think it will work for lots of people, right? She gets the credit for sharing one she found on TikTok, and all I need to be able to do is get mine into production, then mine would be brilliant.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
London Beat, A Better Love from the 90s, and Human League, Tell Me When, on Drive Time on Atom Radio. I saw a thing on Twitter on Saturday night, I think it was, and it was a thing, born in the 70s, raised in the 80s, danced in the 90s. Therefore, based on when you were born, what would you say your favourite decade was? Like, because obviously, like, the first, it depends, doesn't it? I mean, I was born in the second year of a decade. Therefore, I was 9 by the end of that decade and 19 by the end of the next one. I guess it depends, doesn't it? If you were born in the second to last or last year of the decade, then you wouldn't really have lived through much of that. Does it make then a difference, and does it put you a decade further on? I don't know. Well, what are you? Like, when were you born? What decade were you born? And what's your favourite decade? Like, your happiest memories of music and stuff like that.
Yeah!
Mark Denholm.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
I saw it like late on yesterday and I thought, I've got to share this. I was out for a walk and saw the coronavirus heading towards me. But thanks to the new government advice of staying alert, I hid behind a tree and it totally missed me. Thanks, Boris.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
BBC viewers are in absolute stitches after Danny Dyer, the bloke, and the dad brands Love Island, which Danny Dyer, the lady, and his daughter did as S***. Sure, you can work that out for yourself.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
I want to talk about TikTok, right? You know, the video sharing thing and that. Now, I openly admit TikTok is probably not aimed at my generation, but I have it on my phone anyway. I follow 2 people. One of them is a lady that I know, and the other one is the McFarlanes, who did that Blinding Lights challenge, which is, in my opinion, the best one, right? So those are the 2 people that I follow, and I'll be honest, never open it. Never, ever do I open it. except to clear the notifications because I can't stand the red 1 that crops up on there, or the 2 or the 3 or however many there are. You know what I'm saying? The little red counter bell that pops up on the icon. Can't stand that. So I do open it to get rid of those. But what I want to know is when I follow 2 people, I've not had notifications from either of those 2 people. I just get notifications from random people like so-and-so is online now doing a live thing and you should watch it. Like somebody's doing a makeup tutorial. For heaven's sake, why do I want to watch somebody doing a makeup tutorial? Why do I get notifications on TikTok from people that I don't follow? Can somebody please explain this? Like, hopefully somebody is listening that understands TikTok and you can email me onair@atomradio.co.uk and tell me how this all works and why I'm getting notifications from people that I'm not subscribed to and don't follow.
Mark Denholm.
I did ask my friend yesterday, I was chatting to my friend online, and I said, do you want to come on the show today? Like, you can do an interview or something. She said, oh, what would we talk about? I said, well, I don't know. It's up to you. Totally up to you. I said, what are your specialist subjects? She said, oh, cats and gaming. Oh, okay. My cat is an expert in social distancing, so I'm not really an expert on that, and I don't know the first thing about gaming. She's not on the show.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
You know, in the UK, we now have unlimited exercise, all right? I'm just wondering, if you ring up the government and say, I'm not happy with this, can you put me through to disconnections? Do you reckon they'll try and appease you with a free 3-month subscription to Spotify Premium or Now TV?
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
I was in the range yesterday. I went to the range. Now, bear in mind, yesterday, the old rules still applied, the way you could only go for essential shopping, essential medical reasons, or to and from work, which cannot be done from home, right? So I went to the range yesterday, which is a shop, and I was going to go and get cat litter, which is quite essential. Otherwise, my poor little cat would be sat at home, like crossing his legs, thinking, I want to go. Anyway, as I went in, they have a queue system, which was empty at the time, but they do still have staff on the front to make sure the shop doesn't get too busy. As I'm going in, the lady says to me, actually a young lady says, don't forget, please, to observe the government's 2-meter social distancing. So I nodded, said yes, and she said, and try and buy something essential.
Mark Denholm.
I've got to share with you something I saw last night. I was looking at Facebook before I went to bed last night. And it's quite a long thing that my friend Laura has written. Right, it's quite a long thing. And it's all about things you can and can't do in the lockdown. But I just want to read to you how it ends. Don't forget, stay alert, which Robert Jenrick explained actually means stay home as much as possible, obviously. Control the virus. Well, I can't even control my dogs, and I can actually see them. Plus, I know a little bit about dogs and very little bit about controlling viruses, and I love this. Save lives. Always preferable to not saving lives, I do say. So I'll try my best with that one. Although obviously, hopefully, I don't need telling to do that. I know I'm bragging now, but not saving lives is something I do every day. I think that's brilliant. I genuinely do.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Obviously, cleaners could go back to work yesterday in England. A cleaner has taken to Mumsnet, which is quite often where people get roasted, to be fair, saying that she's got the ump because people that she cleaned for, she's a self-employed cleaner, she's got the ump because people that she cleaned for didn't pay her while she wasn't cleaning for them in lockdown. She's now saying she thinks that's ridiculously unfair, and many people are roasting her for it by saying, you know, like, people who you were cleaning for may very well have lost their jobs, may very well be self-employed like you and have no income. Therefore, why would they still pay you when they're making no money themselves? Because they're not working, you're not working, they're not getting paid, neither should you. She's now saying she'll only go back to people who paid her to not clean. Wow, what a cheat.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Sixpence none the richer on the big drive home. That is Kiss Me at 4:20. I can't believe it. 4:21. I tell you what I can't believe, right? While I was talking after SZA and Justin Timberlake, my phone rang. So obviously I'm talking and I can't answer it, right? So I waited till I finished talking and I rung my friend back, and he didn't answer. And now he's ringing again. Maybe I should just answer, put him on the radio. Perhaps that'd be fun, wouldn't it? You know, like people ring up unexpectedly. Hello, by the way, you are live on the radio. I may be down a few friends.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Thursday afternoon, Thursday the 14th of May, online around the world. And this is Mark streaming from Slough. A couple of travel-related things. There's no actual traffic to tell you about, which is good. But a couple of travel-related things. There's a video which one friend shared on Facebook of a man on his bike. And this man on his bike is that bad that he cannot ride his bike. He's trying to turn it round on a road and he ends up falling off of it into a ditch. He gets back up off the or out of the ditch onto the bike, like walks it forward a few paces, gets on, and the minute he tries to pedal, he's back in the ditch. So there you go. That's cyclists. And then the other one is lorry driving. There's a picture online of a lorry driver who has circumnavigated a low bridge, right? There's a train line next to the bridge, and next to the low bridge for the road, the train track is lower. The Tesco's lorry driver appears to have driven under the train bridge and is now stuck on the train track rather than on the road. Like, what is going on? I know, like, in lockdown, you're encouraged to use your bike rather than your car or public transport, and I know, like, supermarket deliveries are under pressure. But why can't people ride bikes and why can't people drive lorries? Like, avoid train tracks, for heaven's sake.
Mark Denholm.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Cheers so much wherever you are in the world for sticking us on this Friday on our third birthday, Friday the 15th of May. Yesterday on the TV in the UK, there was a magazine programme called This Morning, hosted by Philip Schofield. They had a debate on whether the police should be enforcing coronavirus quarantine and discussed a new test which can determine whether someone has ever had COVID-19 or not. On this debate, they had a rapper called Drill Minister. Now, I mean, what sort of a name is that? Drill Minister. But it's not even that, right? When you look at the guy, he is sat there in a black hoodie with the hood up. He is wearing a complete face covering. All you can literally see are his eyes, and he's wearing a pair of glasses. Like, what is this all about? I mean, is that 2020 fashion? Seriously, is that what people are aspiring to look like in 2020? I'm not even going to get into like what he said on the interview. I'm just quite shocked at the fact that this guy takes himself seriously and was actually on the telly dressed like that. Imagine when he sees that in years to come and looks back.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Joel Corry and Lonely. And do you know what? After I played that yesterday, I went and found out about the vocalist of that. The vocalist of that is a 19-year-old called Harley. There you are, you see. It doesn't seem to get any credit on it. It doesn't say Joel Corry featuring Harley, does it? Ace before that and How Long. I was talking about that rapper, Drill Minister, who looks to me like a complete idiot with a black hoodie with the hood up and then a black face covering and a pair of glasses. And then I've seen a photo of somebody's girlfriend. And I'm not gonna get into whose girlfriend it is, but I'm just thinking, like, you know, in 2020, do guys really aspire to look like Drill Minister? And do girls really aspire to look like this person? I'm not going to say who it is, but, you know, like makeup used to be like a varnish, didn't it? You know, just to accentuate your beauty. Nowadays, people use it like hammerite.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
My friend was due to get married next week, and it's obviously been cancelled or postponed by coronavirus, right? Now, I would never, ever, ever do this because I like her and I want her to be happy. But have you ever been to a wedding where somebody has said, no, 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 or somebody has spoken up? You know, when they say, does anybody here have any lawful reason why these two cannot be married? It's something along those lines, isn't it? Has anybody ever been to a wedding where somebody has said, I do, don't get married? Has anyone ever been to a wedding like that? Or are you the person that stood up and said it? Like, I've never done it, and I've not been to that many weddings, but it's never happened at a wedding that I have been to. Have you done it? Would you do it? On air at atomradio.co.uk.
atomradio.co.uk.
Never mind adding to your unlimited exercise. I'd just like to swap mine. I'd be quite happy to stick with my hour of exercise, and I'd quite like to swap my unlimited exercise for an unlimited queue jump. I am such an impatient person. I hate going shopping normally because of having to queue. Now you have to queue to get into the shop, you have to queue to get near what you want when you're in the shop, and then you have to queue to pay for it as well. I hate it. I'd quite happily swap my unlimited exercise for an unlimited queue jump thing. So yeah. Boris, if you're listening, MP in an area near me, not my MP, but MP for Uxbridge as well as Prime Minister. If you are listening, Boris, is that possible? I don't need the Spotify premium. I don't need the Netflix. I just quite happily swap my unlimited exercise for an hour's exercise and an unlimited queue jump pass. That'll do for episode 88 of the podcast. You'll have to wait 2 weeks for episode 89 because I do have next week off. So enjoy whatever you're doing next week, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks back on the radio, and another podcast coming soon as well.
Atom Radio. Playing the music you want to hear.
Remember, stick to the local coronavirus advice. Keep yourself safe, keep yourself healthy, stay alert, control the virus, and save lives. You know it makes sense.
atomradio.co.uk.